Well, when I first encountered the script, I sort of picked it up with a heavy heart. It was about the IRA in Northern Ireland and the Troubles, and that felt like a kind of period of time that we were all kind of glad to have got beyond. But Tom's script was actually about the peace process, so it was by the means by which we got beyond. So that was kind of intriguing. But I almost didn't read it for that reason. When I started reading it, I realized there was a great premise in the story as I then saw it. And the premise was very simple. It was, you know, what happens if you take a young female IRA volunteer and turn her in London and send her back to snoop and report on her own family, thereby betraying every ideal and every family relationship she had. Well, it's about family and politics. Politics played out within a family. The Troubles literally played out within one family. And the politics is of interest, I guess, as a context for this story, but it's not really the main part of the story. It should feel, I hope, much more universal than that. I'm hoping that the story very quickly gets you beyond that, and the shadings of the politics are there for those that want to pick up on them, and they are there. But generally, it's much more of a kind of family thriller, I guess. When I was talking with production designer John Henson and the DP Rob Hardy, we definitely wanted to make something that was sleek, if I can use that word, and classical, and not a Troubles film where we were obliged to do lots of handheld camera work and lots of gritty kind of kitchen sink kind of stuff. We wanted to make something, and we all say this all the time, but in the vein of those great 70s American thrillers, like The Parallax View and Clute, those Alan J. Pakula films, which is something that felt like it could play anywhere, anytime. So, of course, one wants to make the details of the world convincing and to pass the test of those, you know, who lived through that. But yet, at the same time, I think the bigger imperative here was to make something that just looked good and was true to itself and not true to the given aesthetic of Northern Irish movies. But I couldn't be happier with the way the film looks. I think it looks how I wanted it to look. We shot largely in Dublin, which has interesting similarities with Belfast and interesting differences, both of which we embrace. We tried to create a Belfast that was a Belfast for our story. And so we were quite cavalier with our choices. But it was important to shoot in Ireland, I guess, using the Irish talent pool that we used and the Irish actors that we used. We used lots of actors from the north and lots of actors from the south. And firstly, because it felt they knew this world better than I did and could help me and guide me, particularly those from the north, Breege Brennan in particular. And also, it just felt right to be shooting, an Irish film in Ireland. Why not? I was very happy to discover Andrea Riseborough's work, which I was aware of and began to investigate. I just felt that she was just the most exciting young actress around. And she is English, but yeah, at the same time, when we spoke, I knew that she got this character, knew that she understood this character really, really well. My first choice was always Clive Owen for Mac, right from the very time I first read the script. And we sort of danced around a few other options and then went back to Clive and caught him at the right time, I guess. And within a couple of days of reading the script, we were doing it with him. We spoke on the phone and got on very well. And I was just thrilled to have someone, firstly, that iconic, if I can use that word, but also that good. The atmosphere was very harmonious and very intense at the same time. And I'm enormously proud of the performances in the film. I think they're really amazing. In the case of the character of Mac, it's being a good man in a bad world, which is always a very interesting kind of theme for a film. And he ends up trying to do the right thing and does it from the get-go. He's a good man. And I always take great delight in destroying good men and had some relish in having an upstanding fellow being taken down and destroyed. I'm not sure why. The great joy of being a director is that you get to choose your principal collaborators and your heads of department. And because these are the people that are going to make the film happen for you. And as a director, you're only as good as the choices you've made in that respect. And this again was a beautiful collaboration amongst the people I think involved in the film across the board. Whatever challenges you have, and they're always there every day, things going wrong, all kinds of little irritating things going wrong, I still maintain that the joy of what we're doing can transcend the frustrations of it. And I think on this case it really did. That I think the film was done in a very collaborative and harmonious way, and I think everyone involved in the film that spoke to me about it anyway had a pretty good time doing it.